Thanks for tuning in. Barbershop Sports Talk.
What's your process in terms of voting for players? Like, how do you kind of go through it? Like, what are you specifically looking for?
I mean, really, like an impact on the team. And I feel like I'm not like against defensive players getting it, but when like Manti Te'o was coming up before, like I want them to be able to have the ball in their hands, score touchdowns. And Manti Te'o didn't have like a bunch of like interceptions or anything like that. Like if you had a DB that like picked off a bunch of passes, returned a couple of touchdowns, was also returning kicks and punts, and he was also a lockdown corner, like dude, he's it. Like I'll definitely consider someone like that. But if they're just like a middle linebacker that's got 140 tackles, like I'm not going to give them. That's not really Heisman for me. But if you can go away from the quarterback, that's cool. Like it was cool to have a wide receiver winning for the first time in a while last year. But running backs, you're getting like 2,000 yards and a bunch of touchdowns. I love the old school kind of stuff there. So to me, it's more about like kind of like looking at their overall performance. If it happens to be like just whoever the Alabama quarterback is, like okay, that's fine. Like I don't necessarily need to just pick the quarterback on the best team in the country. Is that guy like changing? Joe Burrow like was just ridiculous, like 60 touchdowns and all that. Like to me, okay, that's a standout. Like that's definitely someone that's contributing. But if LSU won going away and Joe Burrow had like 35 touchdowns, I probably wouldn't have voted him when I did that year. So if they have huge numbers helping your team win, that's great. But if it just happens to be the number one team, I'm not just going to pick their best player because it's the number one team and their best player, if that makes sense.
No, I completely get you there. Ryan, thank you for coming on the podcast, man. I appreciate it.
Oh, my pleasure. Thanks for having me on. And looking forward to should be a couple interesting good months here in college football coming forward. So looking forward to it a lot.